And we're back for another episode. In this episode, we're going to be doing the Rising event in Final Fantasy XIV for 2022. And as always, hello from Mithrie. So we are here in Ul'dah Steppes of Nold at 10:08, and we need to talk to the Wandering Minstrel. The quest is called Newfound Journey. The Wandering Minstrel has a request for an experienced adventurer, and we'll get the Clockwork Solace minion. If it isn't my dear adventurer friend, pleased am I to see you again. Have you perchance come to join us in remembering the calamity? If you have a moment, there is a favour I would ask of you. Will you not hear me out? In part due to the promotional efforts during the recent Moonfire Fair, more people are seeking to take up adventuring. Not all are wise in the ways of the world. However, I fear that they might have fall prey to less principled types in Ul'dah. If one such as you were to help them on their way, I would feel more at ease. What say you? Will you take a fledgling adventurer under your wing? I'm truly grateful. Now, I believe a carriage is due to arrive shortly. If you go and wait at the gate of Nold, chances are a soul will wander in who has just embarked upon the path of adventure. Pray greet them and offer your help. Worry not, you'll have no trouble identifying them. You need but look for someone absorbed in their surroundings. I dare say it will feel like glimpsing into the past, right to the past where you are greeted by a helpful stranger. Alright, let's go. Alright, we made it. Let's examine. Yeah, it's been many years since I first stumbled into Ul'dah. Welcome to Ul'dah. Oi, adventure over here. Is this your first trip to Ul'dah? I'm here to rob you. Who are you? An experienced adventurer, you say, and you want to help me on my way. Well, I could certainly use some guidance. I've never been anywhere near as big and as busy as Ul'dah. My name is Nahagi Jakya, but just Nahagi will do. And as you rightly guessed, I am an aspiring adventurer. That's why I left my village and came here. So I understand that you first need to register at the Adventurers Guild. Do you know where it is? Just through that door, is it? Thank you. I'll head there at once. So Nahagi rushes off before you can offer further explanation. Perhaps you could follow him to the quicksand. Alright, let's go. Okay, we caught up to him. Let's talk to him. So in and out and in and out. Come on, Nahagi, you can do it. Oh, it's you again. To be honest, I'm quite nervous. It's heartening to have you here too. Why, hello there. What can I do for you today? The lad here is to register, is he? Yes, ma'am. I wish to join the Adventurers Guild. My name is Nahagia Yakya, and I'm 16 years old and practically a man grown. Aren't we a lively one? Momodi's the name, and if you want to be an adventurer, then you've come to the right woman. There's nothing to it, really. You just need to write your name in the register. Come, come. But with that, you're officially a member of the Adventurers Guild. If you ever need a bit of advice about one thing or another, pay me a visit. Just don't go bothering me every time you stub your bloody toe, alright? Of course, I do enjoy hearing tell of a gentleman's woes with the woman folk from time to time. Now then, normally I'd offer you the Grand Tour. But in light of present company, I reckon you ought to have it from her. She's a renowned adventurer after all, the bleeding champion of Eorzea, and you could do far worse than to get her advice. To begin with, mayhap you could recommend a guild here in order for Nahagi to join. If it's too noisy in here, there are benches just outside where you can have a nice little chat. Cool. Alright, let's catch up with him again. Okay, we caught up with him. Let's talk to him. I must confess, choosing a guild is quite daunting. I'd appreciate any advice you can offer. The following event cannot be skipped. You may wish to cancel any pending duty find registrations. Alright, let's talk guilds. I'm all ears, Mithrie. Adventuring can be dangerous. What attracted you to it? Why did you want to become an adventurer? A merchant who was in the carriage with me, a Bree something, asked me much the same thing. At the time, I couldn't give a proper answer. I had a reason for leaving home, of course, but I couldn't express it in words. But having now set foot in Ul'dah, it's become clearer in my mind. I wanted to know what lay beyond the horizon, wanted to see it with my own eyes, and be amidst it. You've been to many places, right? You like it then? Travelling, that is? I love travelling. There's nothing like the thrill of seeing new sights. Travelling is nice, but I prefer to put my roots down somewhere. Truly? That's a little unexpected. And yeah, perhaps it's when we've seen the world that we know there's a perfect place for us. One we'd like to call home. But inexperienced as I am, I don't know if I could live a life on the road. Is there a guild that could equip me with the skills I need? One representing the students of the fighting arts, Craft and Gatherers. I see, a place where I can learn how to protect myself and others. If I recall correctly, Ul'dah is home to the Pugilist and Thaumaturgist guilds, and also the Gladiator guild. Of those two, I choose the Pugilist. I've always enjoyed rigorous exercise, and I'm quite confident in my physical abilities. Yes, I believe this is a guild for me. I'll go and join it once. Will you be alright by yourself? I can show you to the guild if you like. Thanks for your concern, but I should be fine. If you still have time, though, could we meet again afterwards? There are a few more things I'd like to ask you about. Great. I'll look for you here when I'm done. Interesting. So you wait a good while, but there is no sign of Nahagi. Perhaps you should look in on him at the Pugilist Guild. Alright, let's go to the Pugilist Guild. So that was a most impressive display, young one. Watching you, I'm reminded of myself in my youth. Swift, strong, and handsome. Not to say that I'm not these things anymore, of course. You're too kind, Master Heyman, and I'm sure you're still all those things and more. Now, Nahagi, take care you don't flatter the old man overmuch. His neck couldn't bear his head getting any larger. Oh, Mithrie, I'm glad to say that the pugilism agrees with me. My thanks for your recommendation. Well now, Mithrie, to think that you're the one who sent Nahagi to us. The lad possesses rare talent. I look forward to watching him grow in our art. Right then, my boy, remember today's lesson well and keep at your training. Next time, we shall try something a little harder. I'm sorry for keeping you waiting. So engrossed was I in the combinations, I lost track of time. Oh, I should mention something. As I was training, a peculiar minstrel approached me. He said that I am resolved to walk an adventurous path. I should seek him out for a task. Moreover, he asked that you accompany me. If you're willing, he apparently is waiting at the Ruby Road Exchange. There? Alright. Let's catch up with the Wandering Minstrel. Okay, we have caught up with him. Let's talk to him. So, my friend, you have done a splendid job as a guide. I was right to entrust the task to you. What? Do you mean that to say Mithrie approached me at your behest? She did. I must confess, you see, for my next composition, I seek to capture the essence of the times. While any number of subjects would be worthwhile, of greatest interest to me is the recent rise in ranks of adventurers. In thus bringing different generations of adventurers together, I had hope for inspiration to strike, and I am pleased to say that it has. Drawing upon your experience walking your path, you have helped Nihagi to begin walking his, a reminder that the present owes its existence to the past. That is to say, the present and the past are deeply entwined. If we would capture the former, we cannot well disregard the latter, and this brings me to my next request. I ask that you each find an object with a connection to the calamity, the event which gave rise to the realm's rebirth, and present it to me with its tale. Well now, that sounds not unlike a treasure hunt, and I'd be the very first... It would be the very first ask of me as an adventurer. What do you say, Mithrie? Shall we do it? Excellent. When you have your items, pray seek me out at the Ruby Road Exchange. I eagerly look forward to seeing what you bring. There are many vendors at Sapphire Avenue Exchange, right? Chances are they'll have something, so let's begin our search there. Alright, let's go. Okay, we caught up with him. So come on, let's begin looking around. Nihagi is now accompanying you. Keep him at your side. Alright. Okay, so let's talk to each person. Let's talk to this Lolanu. Oh, welcome, welcome. What is it that you're after? Objects with a connection to calamity, you say? Why, I have just the thing. An amethyst ring from Ishgard, steeped in sentimental value. 5 years ago, on the eve of the Battle of Cartano, a young temple knight set out from his homeland, wishing to do his part for Eorzea when his nation would not. Alas, a man never arrived in the flats. En route, he came upon a merchant being attacked by a dragon, and lost his life going to the stranger's aid. This was his ring, an heirloom passed down through his line. What a tragic tale, but I wonder, how did the ring find its way back? If the knight fell, it seems the merchant couldn't have survived unscathed. I remember now. Though the knight was mortally wounded, he succeeded in striking down the dragon, and with his last breath, he entrusted the ring to the merchant. Yes, that's how it happened. And what do you say? If you're interested, I'd be willing to part with the relic for a special price, but for today only. Feels a bit dubious. Can we look around some more? There's bound to be other things out there. Alright. Let's see. Discuss the local cuisine. Oh, this is local cuisine, goodness, but everything looks amazing. In the course of your journeys, you must have sampled all kinds of food, from simple fare to exotic feasts. I look forward to sampling everything too. Cool. Alright, let's keep going. A couple more things to examine, and also a couple of more people to talk to. House of Splendors. House of Splendors. What kind of place is this, I wonder? I see you're not familiar with the house. We offer wares in exchange for scripts, but our services are only available to those with whom we know and trust. So if you want to be a customer, I need to make a name for myself. One day, Nahagi, one day. Alright. Let's talk now to Nanabi. Greetings from the daily necessities to unusual curios. I deal in all manner of wares. If there is something in particular you seek, you need but ask. I want the lamp, please. Objects to do with the calamity. The two of you are adventurers, are you not? In which case, I have something that may be of interest. It's a journal. I acquired from an adventurer who retired injured. The man recorded his experiences during the calamity in detail, and I dare say it has value for students of history. Oh, an adventurer's first-hand account. I'd love to pore over it. Do you keep a journal of your adventure as well, Mithrie? If so, I'd love to read it too one day, with your permission, of course. Oh, for another historical piece, I also have a scrapbook of articles from the Raven, Britannia's leading tabloid. These mainly cover events outside the calamity, however. Articles from the Raven, you say? So far, so good. Let's look around just a little bit more. Okay, I think there was one more. Where is the last one? This person? Oh, if it's a Mithrie, how have you been, my friend? I'm still working at my craft, as you can see. And for the Rising this year, Aston has organised a street exhibit for me. Please feel free to browse at your leisure, and don't hesitate to let me know if you have any questions. We're looking for objects that bear a connection to the calamity. Do you have anything that fits that description? As a matter of fact, I do. Yonder pane entitled The Sultana 7 depicts an inspiring event from the calamity. 'Twas the final days before the fall of Dalamud, is inexorable approach foretelling our impending doom. Panic spread like wildfire, while many in their desperation turned on the Sultanate. Looting and rioting broke out across Uldar. To quell the masses, Her Royal Majesty Nanamo, or Namo, took to the streets with a guard consisting of only 7 subjects, for they alone had the courage to stand with the Sultana. There she addressed the rabble. In me, my beloved citizens, the realm lies upon the brink of the 7th Umbral era, yet so long as we live, we must not forget our compassion. Now is not the time to take from your neighbour, but to proffer him the hand of succour. Brought to their senses by her words, the people laid down their arms and set about healing the wounds they themselves had inflicted on Uldar. And those who had returned from the battlefield found their home much as they had left it, a gleaming jewel in the desert. Majesty sounds like a great ruler. Uldar is fortunate to have her watching over it. Thanks for sharing the tale. It is indeed inspiring, and you've done an incredible job capturing it in glass. I dare say we've seen enough. Let's find a quiet spot to discuss what to bring back. Okay, so now let's go here to the quiet spot. We've already examined everything, we've spoken to everyone. Here's the quiet spot. So right, this looks like a good spot as any. I don't know about you, but that was all very new and exciting for me. Taking to myriad people, learning the tale behind each object, it's been a great experience, and I won't soon forget it. Now then, we need to decide what we want to take to the minstrel. Have you made up your mind? The Ishgardia Knight's Ring, the Sultana's Seventh Pain, the Retired Adventurer's Journal. I see, I see. I did consider that too, but in the end settled on something else. What is it? If you don't mind, I'd like to keep it a surprise. Come, let's purchase our respective items and meet back where the minstrel awaits. Cool. I'm assuming he's going to take the Sultana 7. I'd just rather have the journal. Alright, let's catch up with the Wandering Minstrel. Alright, we caught up with him. So welcome back. You found each item, I trust. Well now, what have we here? So the Journal of an Adventurer, you say. Despite the vendor's claims, such records typically do not have much historical value, on account of their limited perspective and inherent partiality. Yeah, as the same token, they have great value to me, for they offer a glimpse into the writer's heart. There's no richer material for penning verses. Now then, what of you, young Nahagi? And what might this be? It's a scrapbook of articles from the Raven. You see, my sister is a reporter for the tabloid. During the calamity, she travelled the realm, interviewing adventurers about their journeys, and I loved nothing more than to hear her tales. They seemed like such a diverse crowd of adventurers. No two people were alike, and yet they were united in the free, unshackled lives they lived. It struck a chord with me, and in time I found myself admiring them. Looking back, it was my sister who instilled in me the desire to see the world, to become an adventurer. That's why I chose this scrapbook. I see. The footprints someone leaves on their journey become the starting point for another. Yes, a verse comes to me, a blessing for those souls who are taking their first chariot steps into the unknown. Pray lend me your ears. So, greetings, Warrior of Light. This is a world that exists outside your reality. Could it be a dream, a flight of fantasy conjured up by your wary mind? Perhaps or perhaps not. It is a pleasure to meet you again. As I have in the past, I have beckoned you here that I might express my gratitude. First of all, I wish to thank you for continuing to grace us with your presence. You and your fellow adventurers are our inspiration and shall never change. The world, however, is an ever-changing place, mysterious in its elusiveness. Unexpected hardships may turn our lives upside down, and though we all desire peace deep in our hearts, the sparks of conflict never cease to be struck. Like an adventurer's journey, the world is constantly moving forward, towards the unknown, and takes considerable courage to alter course. Yet I ardently believe that it is a small but significant step in our quest to create new adventures. Indeed, another great change is about to visit the world, and it shall open the way to exciting new journeys. And 'tis our abiding hope that our journey together shall ever continue on to the distant horizon and beyond. Now, the time has come for the vision to end. Time for your eyes to open from this waking dream. Return to walking your path and know that you are in our hearts always. Till next we meet, I bid you safe travels. Thank you for your generous reward and the uplifting verse. It gave me courage for the road ahead. Speaking of which, it's time I set out on my own. Though it was brief, I enjoyed our time together, and I hope to see you again somewhere out there. Come what may, never forget to smile. Pass my regards to your sister. I look forward to hearing your tales. So, though much and more was lost in the calamity, intrepid souls continue to set forth, paving the way onto the future. In such a moment in history do we stand, and for you I would perform another song. Okay. The ring. Your life is a riddle to bear gladness and grief. 'Neath stars and through storms, the answers you seek. Your footprints are threads to be gathered and woven, a song of dawn resplendent, dancing high on the heavens. From the embrace of the gods through mankind has been torn, upon winds eternal lives and memories are born. The future is unwritten, bring it rapture or sorrow, our journey shall continue on to tomorrow and tomorrow. I mean, they haven't planned the next expansion yet. Yep, it's been another year. They're going by way too quick. I wonder how did you feel as you watched Nahagi set off? Did the sight fill you with worry for a fledgling adventurer, or did it awaken fond memories of your own humble beginnings? Whichever it may be, I know that yours is a journey more trying than most. There will be times when you are overcome by loneliness, and each step feels heavier than the last. In such a moment, I bid you remember this. So long as you harbor love for this world, ever shall there be a place for you in it. Your adventures will never end. Another 12 months. Jeez. Alright, so let's complete. I'm going to get the Emmett Sulk minion. We got the achievement, the whole 9 yards. Anyway, guys, that's it for this episode. Thank you so much, as always, for watching, and as I will see you next time. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.